What's up, you guys? Dominion Commando here. Sorry, it's about 10:54 a.m., so I'm a little sleepy. Anyway, to answer this question is, it kind of happened to me this weekend, where I'm sure some of the guys that are on here from Stryker know that were on my team, that there's this kid with a green flashlight. I am pelting this guy. I at least burned through, I want to say, 280 rounds on this guy. Another kid lit him up with a drum mag, not fully, probably like a good 100 rounds. And my buddy, a new buddy, Cody, lit him up with at least 2 or 3 ARP-9 mags. And this guy was not calling it. And I know I'm hitting him because I'm literally aiming in the direction of the light. I had my gun tilted sideways, if you guys didn't know, that if you tilt your gun sideways, you can actually curve stuff. I know I'm hitting this guy, wasn't calling it, and his buddy had a Polar Star Evo, wasn't calling it, thinks he was indestructible with invincibility, which obviously not, because we showed him. I wish my 22 pull a dud on me. I say probably would have blown the smithereens. Also, the fact of the matter was, luckily, he had somebody there filming for our side. No, it was not Xeon. But I'm glad somebody was on our side filming it and told us who was not calling their hits from the waiting area. So, we finally, it was funny. As soon as they left, I mean, I'm not complaining. Stryker has stopped rigging teams, so I'm not complaining anymore as much as I used to. I know it was when it was like some of the old guys, teams were fair. They switch whoever was like overskilled or who they know that was overskilled, or a team or a squad that was overskilled to the side that wasn't doing well, which I had no gripe or arguments about, because at least the teams were fair for good games. During COVID, however, they started hiring new people, and that's where it got completely out of hand. How do you ask? This is how. Like all like Polar Stars and Speed Softers, AEG, or whichever will be on one team, and then you got your rentals, your veterans, and whatnot. Teams were completely uneven to the point where everybody was leaving Stryker like either early or everybody was rage quitting at that point. I didn't really care, even if I went Lone Ranger. Like, I kind of didn't care because I was just enjoying the sport as is. And I responded to each not-hit caller to the, as my buddy and teammate Rambo once said, you're responding to the love of airsoft. You're not trying to go all out, trying to knock the guy's teeth in or whichever the case. And, I mean, I've seen a couple of situations where it's been like that until the ref actually like pulled him aside and then told him like, hey, you got hit here. And that kind of goes back to my video on hit calls. Now, like I said, and I'm kind of pissed off, but yet I kind of see how it went. I was writing my real scenario kit. This sneaky little, I want to say, kid, I'm not going to go by race, he was shooting at people's legs. Now, me being a track runner, I'm pretty fast. I could pull a speed softer if I really wanted to, which is why I categorize our team as mill speed, but I'm more of the military tactics kind of guy, and as I stated also, I'm a strategist. So I'll take like some of the guys that I'm friendly with on a team, I'll sit down with them, we'll plan a strategy and whatnot, and then we execute it. I'm not like the average speed softer that can like get 20 kills, 30 kills, and like run around the field. I can't do that. I admit that. I made it I went on one Speedsoft Strife run, which is what I like to call it. I probably made it half a field. And then I got screwed. So, me doing that, very, very bad idea. I shouldn't have done it. So, yeah. I mean, I'll use tactics. Like I said, if I have other guys around me, I'll try to rally, try to give out communication. Luckily, our one strategy for Striker, I applied it, despite being Lone Ranger. I applied it, and it worked. So the sweep call was a success. But the thing that was humiliating was the other team was outnumbered, plus rentals. And we just kicked their butt in timer game 3 times in a row. Literally got the flag back like 3 times. And it was honestly embarrassing. But what are you going to do with rentals, though? And most of my veterans and most of the guys at Striker, you know what I'm talking about. Unless you're going to get the rental that'll actually do something, it's not going to work out the way you want, because they'll just sit and spawn and talk. Or they'll be like, man, this shit's not fair, yada, yada, yada. Like, dude, you're here to enjoy the sport. You're not here to, do anything else. And honestly, it's embarrassing. Like, if you're going to try airsoft, at least actually try. And for all newcomers and rentals, hey, pair up. Go to somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Talk to them. Be like, hey, where do you want us? Or, hey, how do you want it done? And do it. And execute. It's not that hard. Yeah, maybe your first time. Yeah, most guys look like Speedsofters, airsofters, but you don't know their playing style. That's the main thing. If you know their playing style, or you watch them for a couple games, and you're like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing, let me go with him. Kind of works. I know it seems like a incredible theory or whatever, but it works. But I digress. The story goes, as soon as we found out who it was, we just honestly targeted him for a bit until he actually started calling us hit. Then we backed off and then just started playing the game for fun. But ironically, it was always team deathmatch. Again, it's good for a warm-up game so you can test the team skill levels. Therefore, you can figure out what teams are fair. But when it gets team deathmatch constantly, it's kind of where, at that point, it gets really, really stupid. So, again, I understand where this quote is coming from. It's not me. But if it was the rest of my guys, and we know who you are, we're coming for you. We won't be the douchebags lighting you up with, Magnum. We'll target you fairly with semi-automatic. Don't matter to me however you do it. But, like I said, this is a warning from the head captain at Dominion Airsoft. Call your hits, or we will respond to the love of airsoft for you. I won't target you specifically, unless you're going to not play fair. But if you're playing fair, you're alright. So, anyway, this is Dominion Commando signing off, and enjoy the rest of your day.